Morning of day 2 and we are in Bratislava. I've already had breakfast and I've just come up to the sun deck to see what I can see. So had a lovely morning in Bratislava. We came back to the ship. Oh, I forgot to mention, so we did the tour of Bratislava and then they gave us a little bit of extra free time in Bratislava, and we'd passed some lovely specialty porcelain that apparently they do in Bratislava. She did tell us the name of the particular pottery and I can't remember, but they were all like individual flowers, so I bought one flower each for my mum and my grandma. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Then we came back to the ship. Yeah, we just made our own way back. They told us how to find the ship from where they left us. We saw lots of amazing things in Bratislava. It was a really lovely tour. So then we came back, we had lunch. Once again, lunch was absolutely amazing. I did take it lighter for lunch today, so I had the Alaskan pollock piccata, I think it was called. I've taken a photo of the menu, so I'll probably put the menu up, and then I tried one of each of the desserts, so the vanilla cherry trifle and I think it was red berry cake. I deliberately didn't have a starter and I chose the fish as a lighter main course because they're also providing us with afternoon tea. So we finished lunch at about 1:30, I think, and then I went up to the sun deck. I've met a lovely group of people, so there's 2 Anns and Sheila, so myself and one of the Anns went up on the sun deck and we've been watching some of the Austrian scenery go by. So we've now crossed out of Slovakia, we're into Austria, There seems to be a lot more sort of like towns and little villages along the Danube in Austria than there have been in Slovakia and Hungary of the bits that we saw. So yeah, I had a lovely afternoon just reading, chatting a bit. I've just come back to my cabin just to have a quick freshen up again before I head out to afternoon tea, which is being served at 4 o'clock, so that's in 15 minutes. Then come back to the cabin for a bit, chill out for the evening meal, which I think is at 7? Oh, sorry, 6:30, and we're meeting in the lounge again for the excursion briefing for tomorrow, which is for Durnstein and Melk, before going to the evening meal at 7 o'clock. There has been so much food today, and there were loads of lovely little food places that we passed in Bratislava where I kept thinking, oh, it would be nice to try that, but yeah, they're providing us with so much food. I don't know how much food is going to be in afternoon tea. I hope not too much, because it's going to be another 3-course meal for dinner. And then this evening there is a music quiz and dance contest. Totally in it for the music quiz, dance contest less so. But I don't know, I might skip that, but I'll see how I feel after dinner. Yes, again, another lovely day, quite relaxed this first few days where we're sailing a lot. I think the pace picks up quite a bit over the next few days. I think the next 3 days are almost like full days. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. For now, I'll leave it here. I don't know if there is anything else that I'll be filming today. Oh, I'll probably take some pictures of the afternoon tea, although I might have inserted them while I've been talking about the afternoon tea. I'll probably check in just to say how it was. Yeah, that might be it. But anyway, there will be a clip about the afternoon tea. Sorry, I am now rambling. So I will see you in a bit. So I did go for afternoon tea. I unfortunately forgot completely to take any photos of it, but it was absolutely delicious. There was a really wide range of cakes, and you were being served. I had a pot of tea. I also had a little glass of prosecco, and then for the cakes there was such a wide range of choice. There was a few savoury options. I'll be honest, I can't remember what they are now, but I decided to forego the savoury because obviously we've still got a 3-course dinner to have. I had a scone with jam and cream. I had like a chocolate blueberry cake, and I had a slice of, it was like almost like an apple tart, which was absolutely delicious. And then there was like donuts as well, and other flavours of cakes and things. Yeah, it was absolutely delicious. And I've just come back to the cabin. I've had a shower, freshened up. My hair's still a bit wet, so I've just sort of plaited it for the evening to hopefully make it look a little bit drier. And yeah, we've still got a 3-course meal. I'm definitely not having all 3 courses. I might just go for a starter and a main. I've had enough dessert for today. Yeah, I don't think I'll be filming anything else today. As I said, at 6:30 I've got the Durnstein and Melk excursion briefing in about 20 minutes. Then I'll be going straight for dinner, and then possibly to the music and dance contest afterwards. I'll see how I feel after dinner. So I will probably see you tomorrow morning for Durnstein and Melk. I'll tell you what we're expecting for the day. So I will see you then. Bye. Good morning. So it is the start of day 3 of the river cruise. I'm very tired. The dinner last night was amazing. I had the curried vegetable soup, which was lovely. I struggled a little bit with the main course. The sort of specialties were duck, or I can't remember the type of fish. I can't remember which fish it was now. But the sides with the duck unfortunately weren't for me. And I'd had fish at lunch. So I did end up going with chicken breast and fries, which it seems a shame when you got all this like specialty food to go with something that you can have at home. But it was lovely, and yeah, of course, everything, it's not going to be a bog standard chicken and fries. It's absolutely delicious chicken and fries, and the chicken was wonderfully seasoned and so tender. It was absolutely brilliant. I had said I was going to forego dessert, but you get a 3-course top rated food. Who can say no? I had tarte tatin, which was absolutely beautiful. I don't know how I am fitting all this food in, but somehow I'm managing. It's a hard life. So after dinner we went to the lounge, and they did a music quiz and dance contest. I was a bit dubious about the dance contest, but actually, so it was a music quiz. So for each song that came on, there were 10 songs and like a bonus round. So for each song you had to put the name of the song, the artist, nationality and the decade. So it was harder than it sounded, but they're obviously all going to be popular songs. And then you got an extra 5 bonus points if half of your team was on the dance floor during the song. So it really got people up and dancing. And then after the quiz was finished, the live musician took over and he played lots of songs to keep people dancing. Obviously, of course, it's catered for the age range on board. So there was lots of rock and roll, there was Beatles, Elvis, that kind of thing. So it was really lovely. It stayed up way later than I had intended to, and you can possibly see from the bags under my eyes I'm now suffering for it this morning. I'm so tired. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm sure getting some caffeine in me will help. We do have a full day today. It's Durnstein in the morning and Melk. I do think Durnstein's only a short tour, so then we're back on board with a bit of time. Then we're travelling obviously over to Melk, and then it's Melk tour, which I think is a couple of hours this afternoon. So yeah, full day today. There is a raffle tonight. I'm not really interested in the raffle. I never win at a raffle. So I might take that opportunity to have an early night tonight. That would be very welcome at this point. So yes, last night was wonderful. I'm sure today will be another wonderful day. So I will now probably, I'm going to go up to the upper sun deck, see what views we can see first thing this morning before I then go down for breakfast. So that's what we can see of Durnstein first thing this morning from the sun deck. Unfortunately we can't see too much, but I think it is quite a little town. I don't think there is necessarily a lot to see. not sure where I left you, but obviously I had breakfast this morning, went for my standard breakfast here, which now seems to be the croissants and raspberry jam, although I did indulge in a couple of donuts. They had, I don't think they've been out before, but the donuts were very good today. We then looked around at Durnstein. There were several options that you could do, so they had 4 different groups. There was 2 which were a walking tour of the town at a regular pace, 1 a walking tour of the town at a gentler pace, and then 1 where you could hike up to the ruined castle where Richard the Lionheart was imprisoned. I wasn't sure, it sounded as if you went on the hike, I just kind of assumed you would only see the castle. I do think they actually went down to the town afterwards, so I probably could have done that, but I definitely didn't want to miss out on the chance of looking around the town properly, so I don't regret my decision. It was a really lovely walk around the town. I got lots of clips. The architecture there is absolutely beautiful. It's just a really quaint, lovely Austrian town. We then came back to the ship for 11 o'clock, which was our sail away time. We then, myself, Anne and Sheila sat in the lounge and listened to the commentary by Joanna, our Riviera rep, as she talked us through, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, I think it's pronounced the Wachau Valley, sorry. So it's very scenic, again lots of little pretty quaint villages and churches and things as we sail past. So I got some pictures of those. I probably inserted them as I was talking just then. Just been for lunch. Again, I've taken some pictures of my food in the menu. I had the Vienna sausage soup, which was delicious. It was so good. The place fillet, which was melt in the mouth. The potatoes were seasoned perfectly. That was one of my favourite meals that I've had so far. I did try each of the desserts. The white chocolate and vodka mousse was a bit strong on the vodka for me. And again, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this. The Esterhazy cake. It was okay, but that wasn't really for me either. So the desserts for the first time today, kind of the first things I've had on board that I've not particularly liked. And that's just my palate. The quality is clearly top notch still. But yeah, I've been very fortunate with the food so far that everything I've had has been absolutely delicious. So there's 2 different groups for Melk Abbey this afternoon. I think the first one leaves at 2:30 and the second group leaves at 3. I'm in the second group, so I've got a little bit of time now. And then I'm sure you'll see some clips of Melk Abbey. I do believe there are parts of the Abbey you're not allowed to photograph at all, so some bits you won't see. It might be a case that I can't video in the Abbey as well, so it might just be photographs inserted after this as well. But I will see you later. So I can't really remember where I left you, but we had a lovely time at Melk Abbey this afternoon. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to take any photos or videos inside the abbey at all, so all my photos and videos are from outside the abbey. There is a panorama terrace, like a panoramic view where you can kind of go up an elevator and see it from a little bit of a height. We were allowed to take some photos and videos from the terrace as you were going round the abbey, and I could take some photos and videos of gardens, and it's absolutely massive, ginormous. But yes, a very lovely afternoon. Unfortunately, I was on the later, it was only about half an hour later, but I was on the later tour, so we were split into two groups. One was a slightly earlier, one was a slightly later. So we didn't get back to the ship until, I can't remember, I think it was about 5 o'clock maybe. Was it 5:30? So we didn't have, I think it was 5:30 by the time we got back here. So we didn't have too long to get ready. Actually, I think the coach departed at 5:30 from Melk, if I remember. Let me double check. Yes, our coach departed from Melk Abbey at 5:30. So by the time we got here, it was 5:45. And then we needed to be in the lounge again for the excursion brief tomorrow for Salzburg at 6:30. So sort of like a quick turnaround before we were out, going back out to dinner after the excursion briefing. So yes, dinner was absolutely lovely. I had the tuna, I can't remember, I have taken a photo of the menu, so I had the tuna starter, which was absolutely delicious, and then I had the chef's choice, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, the farfalle pasta, which had basil pesto on it, which was superb, and the after 8 delight, which was chocolate and vanilla ice cream with mint sauce and chocolate sauce. Absolutely delicious. There wasn't that much in the way of entertainment on tonight. It's the musician playing in the lounge, and they've kind of it's like a social night, so we did go to the lounge for a little bit. I had another drink there, but I have come away early. I say early, for me it's quite late. It's 10 to 10 now, so I'm back in my cabin because we've got an early start for Salzburg in the morning because we do need to get a coach. We're docking in Linz and I'll be travelling over to Salzburg. So the coach departs at 8:30, so I need to be up and ready before then. So I have come away early, so I can have an early night. I'm someone who needs a lot of sleep, and I've been staying up quite late for me for the last few days, so yeah, sleep is very much needed. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow for Salzburg. Is that day 4 now? I think that's day 4. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. So it's bright and early. I think it's day 4. I want to say day 4. So today we had an option of what we wanted to do. So we're docked in a city, I believe, called Linz, but relatively nearby there is Salzburg. It is a coach trip, that's what I've decided to do. The cruise director very much sold you on going to Salzburg. It's a lot more touristy apparently, and obviously very famous for being the city filming of The Sound of Music, birthplace of Mozart. So it is a coach trip away. So our coach is leaving at 8:30. We do, on the way there, we do have a comfort stop at about 9:45. And then hopefully we'll arrive by 11. So it's about a 2-hour journey with a comfort stop. We'll then have a guided tour of Salzburg, and then we'll have some free time in the city before we need to meet at 2:45. Coaches will leave at 3, and we're hoping it to be, I don't know, I think they're hoping it'll be about an hour and a half on the way back, I think they said. So hopefully we'll be back on the ship by about 4:30. Sailing at 5, ideally. And then tonight, myself, Anne and Sheila have booked in for the Riverview kitchen, so the alternative experience to the normal dining room. So we're there tonight as well. So a very full day. It's been quite an early morning because obviously we're leaving at 8:30. I've not been down to breakfast yet. I think it's about 7 o'clock now. So yes, I did manage to have an early night last night, but still tired. But I'm sure a few cups of tea will wake me up. Once again, before breakfast, I'm going to try and go up on the sun deck, see what we can see. Obviously we're in Linz, that's Linz rather than Salzburg, that I might be able to see a bit of. But other than that, I'm probably not going to film much of the coach trip. I might film the area of the comfort stock, because apparently it's got a very nice view of a lake. So you might see some pictures of that place as well. But I will see you then. Bye. Okay, so this is what I can see of Linz from the boat. Quite cool up here this morning, but obviously it is first thing. Interestingly, I don't know whether you can see, just up on the top there is like a little castle. So I'm back from Salzburg. It was a lovely day, very hot, and it was very busy in Salzburg. So I didn't take as much video as I probably would have liked. I got sort of the important bits, but I was very aware of how packed everyone is, and obviously we got told to watch for pickpockets and things like that, so I was a bit wary of getting my camera out all the time. But it was a lovely day. We saw lots of the major sites. So the coach to Salzburg, I think we did about an hour and a half maybe. Then we had a comfort stop at a lovely service station with wonderful views. And then we had another like 25 minutes, half an hour to Salzburg. We had about an hour and a half guided tour around Salzburg, and then we were left to go do what we had. So my group, we stopped for lunch because they before we actually went on the tour, we were asked to sign up whether we wanted, so the ship knew what to do about food, and we were all provided with a packed lunch. So the packed lunch, we did actually have a choice of certain things. So everyone had a ham, cheese and cucumber sandwich, which was actually very nice, but unfortunately because of the heat the bread had dried out, so it wasn't amazing. But we were provided with it. We were also provided with a choice of like they call them salads, so I picked up like a sausage one, but it was basically just like sausage and cheese. There wasn't actually what I would call a salad. There wasn't any greenery in there. Unfortunately that had gone a bit funny in the heat, I think. So I tried that and then put it in the bin, unfortunately. You had a choice of some chocolate, so I had a Mars bar, just like a little mini one. Then you had a choice of fruit, which was a plum, orange or a pear. So yeah, quite a nice packed lunch. We then strolled around Salzburg, looked at a few shops, and then we went back to Mirabell Gardens, and there's a lovely little sort of cafe there. So myself and another lady shared an apple strudel, and I had a Coke, and it was just really nice to sit in the shade where it was a bit cooler, but also see Mirabell Gardens again. Yeah, really lovely. And then on the way back we didn't have a comfort stop, so it was all about an hour and 45 minutes back to the ship. We just had a straight drive. I was listening to my audiobook. So yeah, really lovely. Time is now 5 to 5 and we're now back in the ship. Tonight I'm actually dining in the Riverview kitchen, the sort of the bistro at the back of the ship, which I've not been into yet. We do have the excursion briefing at 6:30, and then dinner will be at 7. So it's a fixed menu all week, and they try and give everyone a chance to eat in Riverview kitchen. I have just looked at the menu for the main dining room, and unfortunately I missed my chance to have the Wiener Schnitzel, which is one thing I really wanted to try. C'est la vie. But I think I'm going to be having the steak tonight. But I will, I've taken a picture of the menu, I'll show you, and I'll let you know when I'm back what I've had. Tonight, in terms of entertainment, there is a raffle. They were selling raffle tickets on reception, and prizes are from the boutique. But they did say sort of more tickets are bought, the better the prizes get. I've never looked at raffles, so I've not bought any. They are fairly expensive. I think it was like €2 for a ticket maybe. Just a singular ticket, and then you could buy sort of 5 or I think 10. So yeah, I decided to forego that. And again, very tired. It's been a very long day out in the heat. Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe another early night if I can manage it. But we'll see what happens this evening anyway. There is, after the raffle, some sort of live music in the lounge again. So I will see you later and I'll tell you how dinner went. Okay, so I had a lovely meal tonight. Obviously I went to the excursion briefing first, to prepare us for our day in Vienna tomorrow. We did have the option of opting in or out of having lunch on the ship tomorrow. So we're going to be going out in Vienna in the morning, and then they wanted to know who was going to come back to the ship for lunch. They are arranging shuttle buses very kindly, so in and out of the central city, because apparently the docks kind of on the very outskirts of Vienna. So that's lovely, the fact that we can actually come and go from the ship as we want. There's going to be a shuttle bus every half an hour. Well, every hour at one place, but every half an hour to and from. So we've decided as a group that we're actually going to stay out in Vienna and give ourselves more time in the city. But anyway, that is for tomorrow. The meal in the bistro, the sort of the review kitchen, was lovely. There was a really nice view out of the back of the ship. I had the crostini as a starter, and then the steak, chips and peppercorn sauce for the main, which was really lovely, and then a chocolate pudding with raspberry coulis on top for the dessert. It was a very nice meal, and it's obviously a much quieter restaurant. There's only seating for 28 people, and you can see the chefs cooking in the kitchen, so it was definitely an experience. I don't know whether I'd recommend it over the main dining hall. I'd say there's more of an atmosphere in the main dining hall, and I wouldn't say the quality of food is any different really. It's just a different setting really. And as I said, I was a bit disappointed that I missed the Wiener Schnitzel at the main dinner tonight, because I really wanted to try that. But if we're having dinner out in Vienna tomorrow, I am hoping that we can find a place that serves it, so I can try it at least. And then after dinner we've just gone to the lounge and they did a raffle. I was amazed by the number of prizes. They had a really large number of prizes, all from the boutique shop. I didn't buy any raffle tickets because I'm very unlucky. I think I've said this multiple times now. Yeah, still haven't managed an early night. They were doing music afterwards and lots of people were dancing. I didn't join in, but I just listened and sort of sang in my seat. But yeah, it's 10:30 already now. But anyway, we don't have to be out until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so I can go down to breakfast for about 8. So a little bit of a line. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.